Welcome into the program, everybody. This is Alabama Unfiltered Radio. I'm Scott Beason. It is a beautiful day here in the heart of God's country, a Wednesday, July the 8th, I believe it is, in the year of our Lord 2026. I hope you've had a good morning, and I hope the last 21 hours have gone well as well. I'm here. Big Sky Mountain Mosley is here, yawning, stretching.
Nope, stretching.
Sliding in at the last minute like I do all the time. But we got it. We got it going. Somebody's bringing you gifts this morning, Sky?
Yes. Sam from Pike County just stopped by.
So that was Sam from Pike County?
Yeah, that was him.
He got some of the same stuff.
Yes, I received tomatoes this morning too, and
Really?
Eubank was bringing those in.
Wow.
So
Wow.
fantastic.
It's a good day.
I'm
Thanks,
here.
Sam.
Big Sky Mountain Mosley is here, and Eubank is here. Ann, how are you this morning?
Doing good.
Good, fantastic.
Yeah.
Can't hear her yet. Hold on.
No,
Not quite.
There we go.
There we go.
There
okay.
we go. So you're doing good.
I'm doing good.
Well,
yeah.
whatever.
Okay. The server's got to come up.
No, I have to. We can no longer. He can't admit me till after he does something anymore, which is a change from the way it was for 2
Don't
years.
tell me that.
No,
Yes, more stuff to go wrong.
It's fine. So all is good, but Ann?
Yep. Since the CERN was turned off, I have been sleeping more all night long, and I wonder if our listeners out there have realized that they are sleeping more, not being awakened in the middle of the night was like 3.
Do you really think that?
Yes, I do. That's why I bought that hat.
You really do?
Yeah.
Since CERN came off,
Yeah.
turned off.
Yep.
Does it really have that kind of power?
Oh, wait till it turns back on in 2030.
It's going to be strong then?
Oh, 15 times stronger.
No way.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yep.
See
Yeah,
what's
look it
wrong.
up.
Well, I've been reading about it, but I just don't.
Yeah, that all that zzz we hear all the time, and
It's
wait,
from that thing?
It's from
On
that
the other side of the planet.
on the other side of the planet. They encircle the planet. They just
With their electromagnetic
yeah, with-
magnetic radiation
you get-
field.
we got Skynet, you know,
Uh-huh.
and they're aimed out into space, and they went too far this time and caused some dimension problems.
So if that is the case, why are they going to bring back a stronger one next time?
That's always the question.
So you really think that?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not doubting it
No.
because I will
Yeah.
tell you my understanding of CERN, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So it's this huge collider.
Mm-hmm.
What's it called? The Halidron,
It's HDL.
Halidron, hydro, something other collider. And the public premise of this thing is that we'll shoot little tiny particles around and around in circles, and I guess it can shoot them opposite directions, and that while this is all happening, we will cause them to collide, and we will figure out something by colliding these particles. Now, here's where I think it. Go ahead. What do you got?
They have actually found what they call, now understand why I say
The God particle.
the God particle, which makes neutrons, protons, electrons, and they can control the whole foundation of life through manipulating those 3.
So I saw this just the other day. I don't know if let me see if I can. So here's how the story works, or how the story was. The quote unquote God particle. Some people have said it was originally called the godless particle. That is not true. The Higgs boson, which is the elementary particle transmitting the Higgs field, giving particles mass, was originally called the GD particle because it was so, let's see, what was it? It's either so elusive or so hard to, let's see if I can get it to pull up without all the advertisements. Most of the media coverage, including the last nod to popular name, the God particle likely exists. You can't hear? Can't hear? Too loud? Sign up to read this story. What a crack. Like I'm going to pay the Star Tribune to read this particle. But there was the guy who originally found it or figured it out or was working on it, originally called it the GD particle because it didn't do what it was supposed to do, or they couldn't find it, or they kept missing it, or it wasn't exactly what it was. And they literally came back and said, well, we can't call it that, even though you call it that, so we'll change it to the God particle. Did you know that?
No, I did not know that that was the original name.
Was the question, let's see, if there's anything in common with God, maybe parallel. Apologists soon became the particle of faith due to it becoming something physicists believed in because it answers some important questions, though its existence could not be proven. Science often proposes the existence of invisible and often undetectable entities such as dark matter to explain what can be seen. The reason why the Higgs boson is taken so seriously in science is not because its existence has been proved, but because it makes so much sense of the observations that its existence seems assured. In other words, its power to explain is seen as an indicator of its truth. There's an obvious and important parallel with the way the religious believers think about God. While some demand proof that God exists, most see this as unrealistic. Believers argue that the existence of God gives the best framework. So you end up, according to this article, this particle, they still haven't found or seen, but they're just like, well, it's got to be there, or you wouldn't have these things happen. But my point on the collider at CERN is that what have we gotten from it?
A portal.
Well, no. Let's don't go there yet. I'm saying for public consumption, they built the largest one of these things in the history of the world. They keep pouring more and more power into it. So we can, quote, see what happens if we slam these little particles together.
Right.
And what has happened publicly for slamming some of these little particles together is that, well, we think we might actually know something about particles. Okay, well, what can you do with that? Nothing. So my question is, for people to ask this, because this is a question asking show, somebody explain to me how all these governments from around the world, all these entities, all these organizations, all these scientific minds are like, you know what? This is going to be one that everybody always throws out there. We don't really need to cure cancer. We don't really need to go to the moon, which is, that's the big fad. We don't need to go to Mars. We don't need to do any of that. We need to pour every penny we can find into this giant scientific thing that what we're publicly saying we figured out is almost nothing, that we can't use for anything that we say publicly, that we can't, nothing is going to come of it. Free energy is not coming from it because we're just pouring energy into this thing.
Right.
So I think people should kind of step back and look at that and go, wait a minute, why exactly are we willing to spend billions upon billions? Because that takes you, the answer cannot be, because we're figuring out what happens if you slam some particles together. Right. That's not the answer.
They were looking for dark matter and black holes. And
which I think dark matter is, we think they're saying something.
Yes.
Like when they say we have to defend our democracy.
Yeah.
And they are saying something that means something different than what we hear. Yes. They literally are looking
for dark
matter.
Yeah, to open the portals.
To
allow
to another dimension.
Yes.
To talk to demons and allow demons out or whatever, or to help communicate with demons. You think that, really?
Yes, and I read an article the other day, and some of this, I understand CERN. I understand the vibrations that they're causing all over the planet. Mm-hmm. Because you remember, we have Skynet. Mm-hmm. People don't understand. We are under a net of satellites, the whole Wi-Fi thing. that they actually
All right, hold that thought.
moved us.
We got to take a break. We'll be right.
Alabama Unfiltered Radio with Scott Beason.
We are back, everybody. Thank you for listening, and thank you for doing everything that you do for us and making us one of the best, most popular shows anywhere around. It's because of y'all, and we appreciate it so much. Ann Eubank is with me, and we were talking about the, what is it called? What is the name of it? The collider at CERN.
Yes, CERN
Halogen. It's not halogen.
No, it's
That'd be the lights that are too expensive that burn a lot of power.
I don't know. They just call it HLD.
HLD. Well, I think we've got somebody who might know. Justin, first-time caller, welcome to the program. I hope you are well. Happy Wednesday to you.
Hey, thanks so much. I wanted to call and mention this kid, Max Logan, and wondered if you guys have ever heard of him.
Yes, I saw his video, and I'm like, okay, that kid is just too smart.
Yeah, Ann was telling me about him on the during the break, saying that that CERN has bumped the world or our reality, whatever, like one dimension over, which might just be a little bitty shift. And that's why we have this Mandela effect thing where, what'd you say, Looney Tunes? We remember that Looney Tunes was spelled differently. We remember a cornucopia beside all the fruit with Fruit of the Loom. Yes.
Yep.
So yeah, I just think that he's definitely a smart kid, but what he says makes sense, and it's a really scary reality because we don't really know as human beings what we are doing when we're playing with these say God particles and the ways of nature, acting like God. It's kind of scary.
Yeah, I mean, we can't manage not to mess up bringing kudzu over. You know what I'm saying? And if we do that, why in the world are we playing around with things that
could eventually
Absolutely.
just
destroy us?
Yeah.
And then you have the whole fact that we could eradicate mosquitoes, or at least the biting mosquitoes, but we're scared to do that. But we will separate nanoparticles and look for God particles and really get into the depths of things. It's almost like the political stage. We go way too far in some things and not far enough in others.
Yeah, well, you know what happens if they keep monkeying around with the mosquitoes, right? There's a couple of things. It's either going to be that they end up creating a mosquito that just carries the bubonic plague to everybody, which is probably one, or they figure out that, oh, you really did have to have mosquitoes, otherwise the whole ecological food chain dies off, and then we starve to death in some sort of famine. It's going to be something crazy. I mean,
Butterfly effect.
They're going to put all the vaccines
in the mosquitoes.
In the mosquitoes.
Yeah, to deliver the mRNA material to every single person.
Yeah. So then you'll have
I appreciate it. I'm at work and I've got to go, but I wanted to just call and make that comment and encourage anybody that's not listening to that to give it a listen. It's really interesting and scary in some parts.
Hey, Justin, we appreciate you, buddy. Thanks for listening, man. Give us a call back. Don't be a stranger. No, I mean, so he's bringing up the same kid you were bringing.
It's there. And there's another one, if you start looking into it, where one of the actual scientists is talking about why they took it down and why are they choosing 2030 to bring it back.
Well, that's one of their days on the whole UN thing, and the 2030 is a big deal to them.
2030 is the big deal where the whole world becomes one big globalist power.
All right, so here's the rest of that story I was telling you earlier. The Nobel Prize-winning physicist Leon Lederman was the guy that was on the hunt for this mysterious particle. In his 1993 book, he called the particle the GD particle because of its, quote, villainous nature and the immense cost involved in the search for it.
Why are you searching for a God particle?
Well, I mean, he just said, hey, there's a particle out there. To give him credit, he said there's a particle out there that, look, I just think it's got to be there. And I don't know if they've actually found it or not. They just kind of bump around it and make us think so. So he's like, and this thing is I would call it like the SOB particle, because that might be more closer to what I would say when I was mad than GD. And so that's what he called it. This dadgum thing. He wants to publish his book. The publishers, who don't know anything about particles,
in their infinite wisdom.
See, we can't call it that. So they changed it to God particle, which society loved to glom on to because, it's got some special meaning or whatever. That's how they did. They purposely changed it because what he called it was not marketable, and the God particle phrase was marketable.
So if he calls it evil,
the villainous nature and the immense cost involved in the search for it.
Well, why are you searching for it? That's the question.
Because it helps them supposedly answer things they don't understand. And instead of saying, well, that's the way God made it, it's got to be out there.
There's got to go find it.
There's got to be
God.
this thing.
They got to figure out how to be God. Isn't that the whole point of all the globalists?
You will be like God.
You will be like God.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, who was it that said that last week, talking about the whole human-machine combination? You will be like God.
One of the World Economic Forum guys, I think.
Yeah. when they get all these nanoparticles in us. But I'm drinking Coke this morning because I finally decided.
You don't care about nanoparticles?
Well,
So you've gone with Coke where I am on Star ID, which I still don't have.
Don't
but
get one.
It just don't.
Yeah, I mean, it's
doesn't
not
really
going to
matter.
matter. No, because you can't walk anywhere. You can't drive with the flock cameras, which are now taking info off your phone, your car's computers, and sending it God knows where. I don't.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we got to have all these data centers and these AI centers, because they're going to control your body.
That's what they think.
That's what they think.
But I'm poisoning mine to the extent that they cannot. So I looked for you'll be like God. Somebody said it recently.
Yeah.
This is just an extra thing, Sky. You're going to love this. Has nothing to do. I mean, it's pure stream of consciousness. On June the 9th, 2026, this is how whack some of these people are. And just ask yourself if you would ever say this, okay?
All right.
Lindsey Graham,
Oh, no, I would not. I can already tell you that.
during his primary election victory speech, while crediting God, I'm sure it's just God, just plain old.
Yeah, he all
He
inclusive.
added that Trump comes later. Mr. President, you're not far behind God.
No, he didn't.
That's what it says. Full clip and analysis. You can watch 12 seconds. He just told the president he's not far behind God.
Is that contextual, or
Who
was he
says that?
making a joke, or what?
Let's see if it'll turn on. How much time we got, Sky?
About a minute.
About a minute.
Yeah, got about a minute. About a minute.
I was watching him
350.
this morning, and he's going to let Ukraine build Patriot missiles.
Yes.
Is he?
He's going to teach them how,
Mm.
so they can build their own instead of buying them from us.
Here we go.
I want to start with a bunch of thank yous. I want to thank the big guy, God. Trump comes later. Mr. President, you're not far behind God, but we're going to start with him.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, look. I mean, it's in context. I mean, but you're just like you're not far behind
what a-
God. But I think he meant you're not far behind God.
I'm going to thank you.
In
He
my
was
speech,
joking,
In
you're
my
yeah.
not.
speech.
You're not.
Okay.
You're
That's
not far
much better.
behind.
That would be taken out of context if you
Mm-hmm.
said,
Lindsey. I still can't believe Lindsey Graham got reelected over there.
Yeah, I know. It's sad state of
That's the
affairs.
way all those folks in South Carolina are.
Yeah.
excuse me,
We'll-
this is Alabama.
We're not better off, are we?
No, we are not.
We'll be back.
Alabama Unfiltered Radio with Scott Beason.
Welcome back into the program, everybody. This is Alabama Unfiltered Radio. Let's get to...
No, it was Life is Like a Box of
All right, before we do any more CERN, let me throw a couple of these out there. Now, I'm using Esquire magazine, which...
I didn't read that.
No. It's a story by Blake Bakila Sky.
Killer.
Examples of the Mandela effect. Now, the Mandela effect is...
Where the CERN switched us to a parallel.
Yeah, and things are different than we
Dimension.
remember. Now,
Very interesting in this because
And
I believe I've experienced this.
Yeah. And some people will say that, no, it's just our collective memory or whatever. So I'll give you some examples. Here's one. I don't necessarily like that one. The peanut butter that's now known as Jif, J-I-F. What do y'all remember it as?
Choosy mothers choose Jif.
That's what I thought.
remember.
I don't. That one's not one for me. I never thought it was Jiffy.
Mm-hmm.
Did y'all think it was Jiffy?
No.
No.
Okay, so that's Esquire magazine. Looney Tunes picture,
All right.
round orange picture. Bugs Bunny's face is in the middle. How do you spell Looney Tunes where it says Looney Tunes under it? The cartoons coming on in the Saturday morning sky. How do you spell it?
It's L-O-O-N-E-Y.
That's right. Now you got to spell tunes. L-O-O-N-E-Y
Tunes.
from Saturday morning.
T-O-O-N-S.
That's right.
what. And they say that's not how it is.
I see it in my mind just as clear as day.
Me too.
They say that it has always been L-O-O-N-E-Y-T-U-N-E-S.
Nope.
No, sir.
Which
No,
does
that's
not
incorrect.
make
Nope.
it loony.
Nope.
No,
Nope.
to me.
it doesn't make it tunes as in cartoons either. It's T-O-O-N-S. It's always been
so
Looney
too. All
Tunes.
right, I'm gonna give you two more.
What's up, Doc?
There was a family of bears that were in little kids' books. There was a dad, a papa bear, and a mama bear, and they're all kind of golden retriever colored.
Yeah.
What was their names? They were the family. They were the
Bear.
Talking about Goldilocks and the Three Bears?
no, they were the Baron
Oh, the Bernstein Bear. Or Bernstein.
Berenstein Bears.
Berenstain.
Okay.
Stein, right?
I wasn't really into that.
But how did you say it?
I didn't really
Bernstein,
say it.
Berenstein.
I have heard, only I know about that is what I've heard people say.
Well, I'll tell you what
so
it's
I'm not a good subject for this.
Okay, so here's what they say it has always been.
Okay.
The Berenstain Bears.
Nope.
Stain?
Nope. Nope.
S-
As in who left that on the carpet?
Yes.
Nope.
And who
No.
would who would-
No, that's not correct.
No, I don't think so either. I think it was always the Berenstain Bears.
Yeah. It had an E and not an A because we had the.
Because we would have said in Alabama, we'd have said the Berenstain Bears.
We'd have fixed that, yeah.
We had books for my kids and I had a bear.
All right.
So I'm sorry. It had an E.
That's what I think. All right, here's one that'll throw everybody off. Curious George. Remember the little monkey?
Yeah.
Do you have a tail?
Yes.
I don't recall it.
There is no kids' book ever been made, well, before recently. If you have a little monkey,
Yeah, of course he does.
he has a tail.
Yeah.
He absolutely has a tail. They're saying Curious George never had a tail. That is the modern version. Never had a tail. Now, here's the one to throw everybody off, okay, before we go to the phones. C-3PO in the movie Star Wars. You went to go see it in 1970 whatever, Sky.
77.
Okay. C-3PO.
The best one.
The annoying golden walking robot.
Right. Okay.
Did he have one leg that was silver below the knee?
Gee, I didn't notice that. I don't know.
You saw a million pictures of him.
I think I would
you
notice
saw a
that.
million little figures of him. He was everywhere.
Surely I would have noticed. And don't
Surely
call
you
me
would have
Shirley.
noticed because people would be like, what happened to his leg?
Why does he have a silver? Yeah, it would have been highly visible.
I have seen every Star Wars movie, and the only thing that I can figure out is after the last one where he got blown up, they gave him a half silver leg, but he never
Had one back in the day.
Back in like the first 4 or 5.
Well, they are saying that he always had one silver piece on his right leg. Now, it's from the knee down, like from the knee joint all the way down.
I'm sorry, I don't remember.
I don't believe that.
I don't believe it.
How do you spell Flintstones? Flintstones with the Flintstones.
Just like it looks, right? F-L-I-N-T-S-T.
Well, if you do it like it looks, you got to have 2 big T's in the name. Let me show you.
Okay.
The one that we always said Flintstones, but if you had to ask me how it was spelled on television, it was really Flintstones.
I'd have to look.
They're saying that it's Flintstones with 2 big T's. I don't know if I believe it.
That doesn't look familiar.
And then the coupe du jour, or whatever they call it, whether or not Fruit of the Looms, your underwear, your T-shirt.
Oh, now I know this.
Was there the little basket, the little cornucopia, and then the fruit was falling out of the basket, and that's the way I remember it. And they say that it has never been that. That it's always just been the fruit.
Well, then where did we get this cornucopia in our mind?
Where did we all
create
get
that?
this common memory?
Yeah.
Oh, it's because everybody's mind works the same, and everybody just filled it in that way. I don't believe that.
No. Cornucopia is not something that really sticks in the top of your mind.
No, because we didn't see them all the time.
No.
So let's go out to some of your phone calls. Maybe somebody knows something to do that has to do with this. People are on topic. What's the order on this, guy?
Let's go to Red Top.
Red Top, welcome to the program. Thank you for listening. Happy Wednesday to you.
Good. Thank you very much. That last segment was really bizarre. I don't know. You guys spend way too much time on the internet.
I got you. Okay, so you're on topic. So what topic do you got?
Okay. I've been studying this super collider since 1993 when they started to build it.
Okay. So what are they doing with it?
They're trying to find the subatomic particles that exist in the universe, and they found a bunch of them. That's when they discovered quarks and all this kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. And I don't know about this sleep stuff there, and that's really bizarre, but that's okay. You guys keep looking at the internet. Mm-hmm. Let me tell you where all this started, and it's just going to astound you. In the 300s BC, with Pythagoras, the man who invented the musical scale, and the Pythagorean group. This is in Greece. Pythagoras, and this is from the documentary on ancient aliens. Pythagoras had a lot figured out. Not only did he figure out the
wait, Red Top. I wasn't really paying a lot of attention, but somewhere within 60 or 70 seconds of you telling us we're on the internet too much and we're out of our minds, you got around to, did you say ancient aliens?
I'm
catching back up because I was looking up Hadron Collider because that's where I thought we were going.
Okay. Just listen and stop playing with your computer, please.
Okay. All right. Okay. I just thought I heard that.
Pythagoras figured out the musical scale. This is a logical arrangement of frequency that makes up the notes that we play in music today. He was beyond genius. That's why they think he was influenced by aliens. But Pythagoras is the one that predicted the planets make sounds.
Okay.
All right, and every planet has a different sound. Check the NASA recordings of it. And to confirm Pythagoras, they have done this. And you ought to hear the different sounds of the planet.
Different frequencies, yeah.
I.e., everything is tuned to a frequency. Not only did Pythagoras predict that planets make sounds, background noise of the universe, he also predicted string theory, which is a lot of what's going on with the super collider, trying to predict find out how string theory works and those so-called time warp things. So this has been into prediction for a long time, and we're just now starting to prove this stuff.
Yep.
And I'll tell you,
Yes, dear, I'm here.
God gave man the ability to think for himself. And you need to go back and watch the 8 days of, it's on NPR now, the first 8-day mission to the moon. And a lot of people were saying, we don't need to go there. What is there to learn? Everything. There was everything to learn. And that's why the super collider is there. It is not the boogeyman.
It is God's gift to humans to explore, and we are evolving extremely fast. That does not mean we evolve in the perfect way, because we're not perfect. But this is a normal procedure, and I'm very glad they're doing it. They have discovered a lot about dark energy.
Oh, there's
With
no doubt
dark
about
energy,
that. Thanks, Red Top.
Dark energy, roll tide, go Trump.
Yes, sir. We got to take a break. We'll be back.
Scott Beason, president of ARP, Alabama Recovering Politician.
Welcome back into the program, everybody. This is Alabama Unfiltered Radio. Thank you for listening. So back to my point earlier in the program. just following human nature, and Red Top says they've just discovered all sorts of particles and stuff. Great, awesome. Usually people finance things for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
Pharmaceutical companies finance research because they believe they're going to make a fortune off whatever their drug is going to do.
Mm-hmm.
That's part of it. Some people research purely because they think they're going to solve, cure cancer or cure diabetes or whatever, and if they come close, it's probably bought up by a big company because treating people is far more profitable than actually healing someone. But someone will finance voyages to the New World because they think there will be a return, treasure coming back, or finding a better trade route. You finance a colony because you want to make money off of it. Yes, you go some places sometimes for the sake of going, but usually that's still financed by somebody who thinks there's something to gather from it. The tremendous amounts of money that have gone into the Hadron Collider, very easily could have been invested because just a bunch of people are really fired up about finding out if there's a particle that does not do anything for us, not going to make any profit off of it, but by golly, maybe so. We might figure out that there's something smaller than proton, neutron, electron. Okay, great. Awesome. Great. But I have to believe there's a part of me that says, no, there's a reason that you do these things, and I just have this weird feeling. I could be wrong. Maybe call it discernment, call it whatever. I just have this weird feeling that they're up to other kinds of things.
Right.
It's not about little particles.
And it's not about the good, for the good of mankind.
For the moving forward of humanity. Now, it might be for the moving forward of humanity.
Well, not humanity.
Not on the side of humanity's sake.
Exactly.
Right. That's kind of where I am. Let's see what Charles I thinks.
Well, let me say this first. So, Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Yeah, the tonal.
Uh-huh.
That's what he was talking about. And Hollywood always tells us what's going on.
Uh-huh.
So, The Matrix, let's see, how many other parallel universe movies have we had? The one with... oh, God, I can see his face, where he goes into a parallel universe, but he comes back to help his daughter save the world. And I can't remember. Chris, the one who does the...
you probably think he's cute.
Yeah, he is cute. That's all that matters.
That's how the movie gets to be good.
The movies...
Chris Pratt?
Yeah, Chris Pratt.
Mm-hmm.
The movies tell us what actually is going on.
Well, there are a lot of movies, a lot of cartoons, a lot of, quote, the multiverse stuff.
Yes.
There's a lot of that happened in the last 10 to 15 years. Yeah. And I think, like, for me, in my mind, if we've messed with anything, I think they kind of just you just kind of bump it, and it kind of goes out and comes back in or whatever. And so they mess up just a little bit, maybe.
Yeah. So
that's how you end up with cornucopias.
The theory is that we were going along on a parallel track with all these crazy people being elected, like Obama, and and which should not have happened. We can't figure out how it happened.
Right.
And then they came back together and collided when Donald Trump beat Hillary Clinton.
Was it Trump or was it 12? I don't remember.
I think it was Trump, because which one was she so mad that she pitched a fit and tore up a hotel room? And
Hillary?
Yeah.
She did that a lot.
I know,
probably.
but she refused. She refused to come out and speak.
That was 16.
That was 16.
That was 16.
And that was Trump.
Okay. We got to take another break. Don't go anywhere, Charles I. Soldier Boy is... Wait a minute, we're not talking about that yet. I can almost see it. Does this say Iran?
It does.
All right, we'll get there. We got to take a break. We'll be back.
Scott Beason, president of ARP, Alabama Recovering Politicians.
Alabama Unfiltered Radio with Scott Beason.
Welcome back into the program, everybody. I think I turned you back on, Sky. So let's go out to, no, you wanted to finish your thought. Do you remember what the thought was? No, we've had a good conversation. There's more stuff to ask you, Sky. So when did the Challenger explode? You remember what year that was?
January 27th, 1986.
Yeah, 28th, 1986.
Okay. I remember exactly where I was.
Ann remembered it as 84, 85, which is what they say a lot of people remember, but they say that it's 86.
I guess because it was January. It was
Maybe
the beginning
so.
of the year.
Yep.
Because I will tell you, I was working at Hewitt-Trussville High School sitting in my office.
Uh-huh.
And I had 4 kids in there asking them why they were late.
Right.
And it all of a sudden came on. and I just couldn't believe it.
So it could have been 86.
So it could have been early 86.
The bear that says only you can prevent forest fires.
Smokey.
What's his whole name?
Smokey Bear.
Really? Sky, you may be from that other. You're from that other universe.
I definitely am. I'm telling you, I am.
So Ann and I are from one, and you're from another dimension.
So
you and Red Top.
Smokey the Bear.
Come on, man.
Well, I'm not going to say I'm in Red Top's dimension. You're clearly in Red Top.
He's in a dimension all by himself.
So
okay?
Scott, tell me, Smokey the Bear?
Mm-hmm. Smokey Bear.
No.
Smokey the Bear.
You don't have the in the middle? Smokey the Bear?
I always thought it was Smokey the Bear.
That's just what came to mind now.
See?
But now there's some confusion afoot because they have brought those commercials back.
Oh, and you could be
noticed.
using. Well, see, that would prove that they know they're having to smooth over the Mandela effect.
They have brought those back, so there's a new top of mind regarding Old Smokey. So I know this. He was not a chick, okay?
No.
And they're trying. Have you seen that? Where
they're trying to make Smokey the Bear a girl.
This woman starts out, quoting Smokey, and then kind of morphs into Smokey at the end of the PSA.
Well,
that's weird. It's bizarre, man.
When I was talking to my daughter about the whole Mandela effect, because she's the different generation, and she looked at me and she said, "Well, those marketing people just change everything." That was where her mind went to, not that.
Not that it was ever the other way around.
Right. That's what the mind wants to do. It wants to explain it.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't like chaos.
My mind loves chaos.
So, all right, here's one. This is from history, Sky.
Okay.
The Lindbergh baby.
Okay.
Remember, was kidnapped.
Yes.
What do you remember happening? I mean, look, it was before our time, but what you learned in school.
Okay.
What happened?
It was two people were caught and accused. The story went that the Lindbergh baby was kidnapped, held for ransom, and the baby eventually was killed. I believe I want to say it's like Sacco and.
So you
Zeddy
remember that people were found and sentenced to death.
Yes, and executed.
Ann and I remember they never found the killers.
Oh, they found them, and they executed them. And a lot of people said they were, I believe it was Sacco and Benzetti.
See, I do think you're from a different dimension.
I don't remember that at all.
Oh, yes. That's what
she doesn't remember it at all.
I don't remember it at all.
Gracious.
A lot of people thought they were innocent, and they were, railroaded.
I thought he spent like the rest of his life trying to find them. Much like OJ.
No. They caught him, allegedly. But that's the story, at least.
Okay, let me ask you this one. Freddie Mercury.
Okay.
We are the champions. Mm-hmm. We are the champions.
Double A-sided single with We Will Rock You.
Okay. What does he say after the end? We are the champions of the world.
He says it again.
Did he say of the world or not?
Yes, he does.
Yes,
absolutely.
He does.
And I played on vault.
The Mandela effect is here to ruin that too. We all think that Freddie Mercury belting out of the world at the end of We Are the Champions, but it never happened.
Oh.
Well, I got a bad copy, I guess. Because,
well, go check your copy.
We're going to play that tonight on Vault. 107.1.
Can you find it?
Absolutely.
Because it says it right here on Esquire magazine.
In the movie he did. I don't know that I've ever played. Well, of course, it's been on the radio.
That's an A-list Power 300 song.
Exactly.
We run that all the time. Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Never said by again. Let's see. Run You Fools is from the Lord of the Rings movies. The Baal, Docker, Garker, whatever demon thing is coming up, and he's stopping it. You shall not pass, or whatever it is. Gandalf is, and the bridge falls, and he goes down, and it reaches up with its whip and grabs Gandalf by the legs, about to yank Gandalf into the abyss. I remember it as Run, You Fools, and it says that, no, it was always Fly, You Fools.
How can they fly? They couldn't fly.
That's just what it says.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm blanking on that one.
Star Wars. Luke,
Okay.
I'm your father.
Yes.
It just says, all he said was, I'm your father.
Luke.
No Luke.
No Luke?
Just, I'm
Really?
your father. That's what it says the Mandela effect is. This says that it was always, I'm your father.
No.
Not Luke, I'm your father.
Oh, no. It's Luke. I'm your father.
That's what I thought. All right, let's go out to Charles I. Charles I, welcome to the program.
Hey, Ann.
Hey,
Hey, Ann. Hey, Scott.
Hey, Bob.
Well, I have just been in the whole little, I've just been aching to get on here about this subject matter for an hour now.
Hey, can I give you one more? Hold
I
on.
told him, Charles. I told him.
Here's
I did.
one more, Charles. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
All right.
Evil Queen
Right.
looks into the mirror. What does she say?
Mirror, mirror on the wall.
Who's the
fairest of them all?
It says that she says, magic mirror on the wall. Who's the
Okay.
fairest of? Not mirror, mirror. Magic mirror.
I could go either way on
I
that one.
remember mirror, mirror.
So do
That's
I.
what I recall. But it could go either way on
Yeah,
that one.
they've done something.
Yes.
All right, Charles, what you got, my friend?
Okay.
So you got to keep in mind, just one more thing. A lot of these memories can now be manufactured by modern life. So I may have had magic mirror, but it's been corrupted
Yeah, because
as I've been in this dimension so dang long.
Yeah,
Okay?
no, you could have. And now if you look
Yeah.
it up on the internet, it says magic mirror.
Okay.
Huh.
Sorry, Charles. Go ahead.
Go ahead,
buddy.
Charles.
Okay. Well, I wanted to kind of throw a wrench in a little bit of some of what you're saying because Scott,
Yes.
I really do have the relational math and the means of stopping leakage, okay?
Okay.
Decoherence is what they call it.
Okay.
And my motive is because these AI moguls are going to put us through what they are with the AI data centers, and my work will stop that. Have you got me?
Yes.
My whole meaning is I'm not wanting. It don't make any difference to me as long as I live and I'm right here, but that I actually contribute to make that happen. Now, as a byproduct, it will also help CERN with their measurements.
This is what they
sad
need.
to say, but it really will. It really will. And why things happen and why we might need things to happen, although I don't think that you would mind us being back in caveman times.
I don't want to go that far.
is-
Just maybe Amish,
is-
1800s, 1700s, that time.
Well, Newton, okay, just think of what all we got from Newton.
Okay.
And then just think of what all we got from Einstein. And these things kind of help, and right on the verge of there being like a wartime kind of situation, almost like what we have kind of brewing over there. Have you got me?
Okay, gotcha.
And a lot of times they do come from just somebody out of the blue that actually Einstein got some of his ideas from, and that at the same time, Leibniz got his exact same thing at the same time as Newton. Have you got me?
Okay, yeah.
And those things. Listen, though, this is really, 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 really what I've got will just completely change everything. Dark matter, according to my mathematics, and remember, my mathematics have been checked so thoroughly that you would not believe it. There isn't dark matter. Okay.
Okay.
Look. Their idea of the beginning of the universe and what happened in the first microseconds, according to me, is that the standard model of physics is not what it was. It was forming at that time, and it has an effect on the entire universe all the way to the end.
Okay.
Are you following me here? And that is a part of the whole scheme that none of them, except me sitting here, recognizes or realizes, and I can completely, absolutely, 100% mathematically show that what I'm saying is correct, because Grok, in every single possible way, and every single AI that I could get to look at it, says that I am completely, 100% absolutely correct. I just have to have somebody that's at a higher place. I don't know if you need to call Bert Bart and get some of those guys to help me,
Yeah.
but somebody needs to see what I've got, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just kind of not kidding about that because it's really helpful. We don't need the AI to make our power go up, our water be brown, and us to have to hear noise if we're within 10 miles of it.
Yeah, no,
I mean, have
here's
you
my
got me?
question, Charles I. What if the point of AI is not to do what they say AI is to do, and they don't really give a flip about you having a way to make it less intrusive and less damaging to the world?
Well,
maybe you're
me having
being
it-
you're being ignored on purpose. We got to take a break. Hold there. We'll be right back.
Scott Beason, president of ARP, Alabama Recovering
Radio, and Eubank is with me in the studio. Big Sky Mountain Mosley, who is from another dimension,
Clearly.
is also with me. Charles I of Dewey, I want to give you the last word. You know, I really have no doubt that you probably do have the some of the answers to some of these questions, but I don't know that the powers that be won't. That maybe that's not really the goal, and they don't really want to make things better for humanity or limit the impact. Because if the impact is the goal, why would they want to limit it?
Well, can you hear me, Scott?
I can, yes, sir.
Okay, so here goes. You are kind of right. The big, beautiful bill lets them have the HVAC people, the power people, the labor unions, and lets them not tax them for anything that they're doing that has to do with a data center. And me doing what I'm doing and making it room temperature would end all those people's jobs.
That's
Do you get
exactly
me?
right.
You wouldn't have to build these big anything. So let me tell you, you said something earlier about the money. I can tell you very quickly where you can look up and find out what I'm going to tell you.
Okay.
Okay. IBM got with a Hong Kong place that has to do with stock markets, and they did this on September the 25th of 2025. It was the first time that a regular computer monitored a quantum computer, noticed the changes, and was able to actually make the bond market in a really significant different kind of way, where it was predictable to a 34-degree better way than it was. So guess what happened in the next 18 days after that you can also look up? The most money ever given for quantum computers was given during that period, and one of the main ones that gave it was J.P. Morgan. On October the 13th, they gave over $1 billion and promised $1 trillion, more than $1 trillion, over the next 10 years. That's why none of your AI will collapse. Have you got me? They are fortified to the hilt. Not only that, Trump gave the CHIPS money and all the money everything that was allocated with a big, beautiful bill. So that is why, and none of that would want to go toward what would actually save money, save all of us, which would be my absolutely mathematical proven that AI says you've just got to do what I say to get somebody to see it, to put it in action.
Yeah.
But to get that first email read is like very pulling teeth. Have you got me?
Yeah, no, I
Even
understand.
though you got it, they realize you've got it, and you can actually help everybody. I'm sitting here with this, and listen, I've got the absolute complete proof that I did it because it was checked through the patent office to see nobody had ever even done it before. You got me? So it is my name that I did it, and it is fully able to be done. It would take about, here's another thing you're not going to like, it would be completely finished what I've done around 2030.
Of course.
Great, thank you.
Well, it would take 4.5 years from the minute they began. What it will do is it'll make it self-referencing. There won't be any leakage. When it gets in the environment, it will shut its own self down and self-encase itself, and there won't be any leakage, which solves the whole problem, which solves the overheating problem at your AI data centers, and makes everything all of a sudden much easier to do, where you can have your device without it costing you a fortune, using your power, making mud in your water, or having a noise that just drives you completely insane.
Yeah.
And also, I would say the only persons I'm going to let have this are the ones that's going to do right by people and not just over-inundate us with the AI. Have you got me?
I got you.
Y'all are going to be human beings, or you're not going to have this capability. And I know I'm sounding crazy, but I'm not crazy because this really is absolutely true, what I'm telling you, Scott. Do I ever hardly lie to you?
Yeah,
I don't know that you've ever lied to me.
Yeah, Scott and I
I
had
don't
a
think that I have. If I did, it wasn't on purpose.
Yeah, Scott and I had a conversation between the shows and talking about how much we know, and he makes me his radicalizer because God puts this stuff in front of me, and I'm like, why do I need to know that? But you know it, I know it, and the people doing it know it. But we can't stop them, and you're right. Follow the money.
Thanks, Charles. I appreciate you, buddy. I'll think
Thanks for
about
having me
how
on.
to
Everybody
get
have a
you.
great-
Thank you. I'll think about trying to who and get you in front of. Did y'all know this? So we're talking about dark matter earlier. Because you're like, what is dark matter? Dark matter is this is AI's version. It comes from NASA, the Department of Energy. That's the two main places this information is gathered from.
Well,
okay?
the question is it the old NASA or the new NASA?
Yeah, well, I think they were the same NASA from the start. Dark
Which
matter is
dimension?
listen to this now. Now you're going to know why they're fascinated by this, even though I think the dark matter means two different things. Okay.
Okay.
So what holds in our worldview? What holds the universe together? Why are things? Why are the planets where they are, and
Gravity.
what keeps them all there? Well, I would say God. Everything is made by
okay.
Him and
Well,
exists
that
in
goes
Him
without
and through
saying.
Him. Right there.
Okay.
So
Okay.
Dark matter is a mysterious, invisible form of matter. Now, it's invisible. That makes up about 85% of all the matter in the universe. And you're like, wait a minute, 85% of all the matter is is a mysterious, because it does not interact with light or other electromagnetic forces, which takes out the gravity thing, Sky. It cannot be seen or touched, but scientists know it exists because its gravity, okay, acts as an invisible scaffolding that holds the stars and the galaxies together. Because I'm always thinking dark matter is, it's this weird stuff. No. It is the nothingness that everything is suspended in or on, the scaffolding, as it says. And that's how you get to the 85%. The things you can see, the things you can touch, the things you can observe, that's only 15% of what is out there. So dark matter is this...
It's like the foundation.
It's the invisible, untouchable, unseeable scaffolding, as it's called. It is the corkboard that everything's stuck on, that everything's held in place on. And that's part of the reason they're so freaked out about it, is because they know that there's no good reason for this object to be just there doing what it's doing, because it should be doing something else. It should be crashing into. It shouldn't be staying where it is. The atmosphere shouldn't be staying on the planet, because it's got a vacuum out there, right? It should just be going out. So how does all this stuff do stuff it's not supposed to do, regardless of what we tell the elementary school kids? We know it doesn't work that way. So what do? You come up with dark matter. Well, how do you get dark matter? Well, you get the second paragraph. You have to believe eventually that there are particles that we don't know about that must be out there doing something. And that's how you get to God particle hunts. So you kind of makes the whole circle, because now you're back to God. We call it the God particle. But the reason is that we should learn is that they don't really know how all this works, regardless of what we think they know, and regardless of how many times they lecture and they speak at the university and they go and say all these things. They can't figure out how all this works.
So would dark matter be in some, we live in a three-dimensional world.
Uh-huh.
Would this be in like some fifth dimension or something? It's invisible to us?
I don't know that. All I gather from when you look at these things is they don't know as much as they act like they know. And so then they spend all this time looking for the things they don't understand. But what we get as consumers, as regular people, is, where they just say, well, that's just the way gravity. It's just gravity. And you're like, I don't know if I believe that.
Can we settle on this?
Mm-hmm.
There's intelligent design in this universe.
Well, that's
we can't even settle on that,
No.
Scott.
Well, what's funny is
that is exactly what it is. God made it that way, and you're trying to, just like Darwin's theory, we all evolved from an amoeba. Well, the human body didn't evolve from the amoeba, because the human body is the most complex machine on Earth.
Right.
Simply the cornea in your eye or your circulatory system is just beyond comprehension.
You just can't get there from here.
But that's not intelligent design. It came out of the primordial ooze and whatnot. Yeah, come on, man. So I discount a lot of that kind of talk.
That's the way God made it, and unless God opens it up for your understanding, you ain't ever going to know why.
Right.
Thank you.
And so I'm always fascinated with when you have the scientists that are really, really, really intelligent, and they're like, look, I don't believe in, quote, God, but this show didn't just happen.
Right.
No.
That's that guy.
No, it's not random, sir.
But the guy you get to be your professor in college, all you educated beyond your intelligence people, that guy, he's 2 or 3 steps away from that super smart person who says, look, I don't believe in Jesus necessarily, but this didn't just happen. And he's the person standing up in your lecture going, oh, no, you came from the swamps, and oh, no, it was the Big Bang. That guy is just repeating what he was taught by another dummy at his college. So there's a separation. These folks know that they're pursuing stuff that the reason they're fascinated is they can't, it's not working the way it's supposed to work.
They're always looking for
the way to tell themselves, oh, no, I figured it out.
And it wasn't God. It was blah, blah, blah. So the entire world's religions are all wrong. That's their goal.
That's their goal.
Yeah.
Except for the ones who really know.
Yeah.
And they know they're worshiping the devil. We're going to take a break. We'll be back.
Scott Beason, president of ARP, Alabama Recovering Politician.
Alabama Unfiltered Radio with Scott Beason.
Welcome back in the program, everybody. This is Alabama Unfiltered Radio. Thank you for listening, and I guess we'll move on to different topics. I guess I should, before Soldier Boy comments on it, it looks as if the United States is back in military action against Iran. The president says basically in Alabama terms, I'm sick of it, tired of dealing with these knuckleheads. So, you know, maybe you get what you asked for. Even those of us who are like, hey, we don't need to be in this mess. We shouldn't have done it. For whatever reason, we got started in it. But look.
Is this the biggest fiasco of Trump's presidency, one or two?
Oh, it's bad.
I don't think it's as big as fiasco.
He's got a bigger one?
The fact
The
that
AI.
yeah, when he signed that executive order to put all data centers and AI under military operations if the states wouldn't let them in, which that's what he did. That's pretty dumb. I think his mistake was he didn't finish it the first time.
Well, I think he tried to pull back with the, hey, look, we're not here just to destroy anybody and everybody. If y'all give up the weapons, the nuclear weapons thing, we can work something out. And now they've proven that they don't want to do that.
No.
And
Surprise.
so
Yeah.
now I think they're going to take out. If I was in charge, we'll see what Soldier Boy says. I think they just take up anybody and everybody who raises up their head to be leadership.
Yeah, he said they lie, they don't tell the truth, they delay, we can't trust them. So, you know, we gotta start. They don't have a navy. They don't have, you know, they must have the RG whatever still operating because they're still shooting
The Republican Guard.
rocket. Yeah, the Republican Guard.
Yep.
So
Let's go to Soldier Boy. I'm sure he'll want to talk to you. And Soldier Boy, welcome to the program. I hope you are well.
Is this the Ann Eubanks show?
Yes.
it is. It's Wednesday.
Oh, good. Scott, you can take a rest now.
I
Okay?
am about to eat my eggs I brought this morning, so I've got you focused on Ann. The YouTubes are
Okay.
looking at Ann.
You know, it's okay. Here's what I called and waited so long. How
Okay.
many times has Soldier Boy warned you and told you that Mr. Trump was being told bad information, that these people will lie, cheat, steal, murder for the betterment of the tribe?
That's right.
Yeah,
How
well,
many
look,
times?
you haven't gotten disagreement from me on that.
Nope. We all
How
know.
many
it.
times have I called and told you so? And told you that?
7.
I don't.
Several.
I don't understand why we got
in the
in
Quran.
it. I know it is. And now Turkey is, you know, they're doing the whole board of peace, and Turkey's getting involved, and he's
And what's the number one growing religion in the United States at this moment?
Got to be Islam.
In fact,
Islam. Did that answer your question?
Yeah, Islam is the second second highest religion in like 20 states, and Alabama's one of them.
And ever since 9/11, it's just grown and grown and grown more. They use the old victim card, and after 9/11, I'll tell you,
Right.
9/11 was key to this. Okay, and when I was over there, almost 3 years in deployments, 3 different 16-month deployments. Okay, I learned it. I lived with these people. I ate with these people. I understand these people. And did you hear Mr. Trump? Well, you know, you can't. He's the deal maker. I agree with that. He's great. But you got to have somebody on the other side of the table that's willing to agree to a deal.
Yeah, and they don't have to tell the truth according to their religion. They
No.
can
You know
lie,
why, don't
do
you?
whatever. Well,
Because we are the infidels. Death to America. Very clear, very simple. Mr. Trump needs it. Now, whether we should have been there or not been there, that's always can be questionable, and I can debate that all day long, okay? And we don't have that all day.
Yes.
And I don't have all day. But the bottom line is he needs to finish it.
yeah.
I'm old-fashioned. You start something, you finish it, like my dad used to say. Even if it's wrong, right, or if you start something, finish it, okay? And the bottom line is he needs to take those bridges out. He needs – the people want to take over the regime. They're scared because they don't have guns. Correct, Ann? They don't have guns. They can't overthrow the guard,
Right.
okay? And they've shown that they'll kill thousands of their own people already. So they've got that threat behind them. That's why they have not overthrown their government yet. But if you shut down – I'm serious. I like what Mr. Trump said this morning. Finally, I agreed with him on this, that we're going to bomb them tonight and bomb them hard. And that's the bomb. Take out the electricity. He doesn't even want to take out the water plants. But you know what? Because that hurts the regular person out there, you know, who needs water for, you know, to be changed into safe cleaning water. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And he doesn't want to take out the electricity. But this is the only way you're going to get those people to uprise against their government.
Yeah.
Simple.
Yeah, he's
And
going
they
to have
gotta-
to do total devastation in order to, but Israel's got the ability to target down to the nano inch.
Well, except when they blow up Christian churches.
Yeah.
Those
So
are
why
those,
can't-
sometimes it goes off.
Yeah,
a
so
little
why
bit off.
why can't we do it that way? But obviously,
Okay, let's look
we
at the-
can't.
Let's look at Ukraine, for example, okay? Ukraine's starting to fight back. They're hitting targets with their drones and technology in Moscow. They're hitting home now. The war's tide has changed. Their technology is advanced. Do you know how many Russian soldiers have died from this war, Ann?
A whole
Give me a
lot,
number.
a millions, I would think.
3 million.
Yeah.
3 million, that's correct. 3 million lives. For what? Because Putin wants to put Russia back together, the motherland? That's his problem. That's what he wants. He wants to bring Mother Russia back to the USSR. He doesn't want it just to be Russia anymore. He wants all those countries back under his regime. And he doesn't care. And the war has changed. When you're striking now in the heart, of their own capital city,
Yeah, and
it's different when you're attacking somebody else.
You can't stop those drones. We don't have anything yet that will. At least Russia didn't, and we've had a hard time with them. So, but
They had one thing that was amazing. They had this thing. I saw it on video last night on the internet. It was a remote-controlled boat, like about 15, 20 feet long. Out of it came drones, okay? The drones had ammunition and blew up command stations where they
So,
could,
we got to take a
their
break. You're
radar was.
welcome to stay over. We'll be back.
Scott Beason, president of ARP, Alabama Recovery.
Oh, mine. I turned yours on. Welcome back, everybody. Hope you are having a great day. Thank you for listening. Got a couple quick things. 1819 News has a story by Craig Monger.
oh, we need more Craig Mongers in this
Need
world.
more Craig Monger.
Oh my gosh.
So what does Craig have? What has the state done?
The Alabama State Department of Education last month appointed an employee of the pro LGBTQ plus AI 12367 charter school Magic City Acceptance Academy to the official state textbook committee. Although, there's that word, although it did so by means not evidently based on law because, of course, I read the Alabama Code.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're weird.
I know it. I used to, when I was 5 years old, I started reading encyclopedias. According
Sounds
to
like my dad.
Alabama Code, that's why I know all that stupid stuff. I have no idea where it came from. According to Alabama Code, Section 16-16-60, the 23-member state textbook committee consists of 14 members nominated by the state education superintendent
Okay.
and approved by the State Board of Education.
Okay.
And 9 members appointed by the governor and confirmed
Mm-hmm.
by the Alabama Senate.
Okay.
So it's got a list of, they're supposed to be teachers and local people and blah, 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 blah.
Right.
So on June 23rd, MCAA posted to social media that one of its faculty members, Emily Eddings-Sandley, Sandley, Eddings-Sandlings.
Oh, she's hyphenated?
Yes, she's hyphenated.
Of course she is.
Had been appointed to the textbook committee. However, the State Board of Education's June 11th resolution to adopt the 14 appointees did not mention that name.
Oh, really?
Yes, and likewise, the Alabama Senate's confirmation records did not list her on any confirmation vote in this or previous years. And there's a whole list if you want to go to 1819 News and pull up this article. And like I said, I love Craig Monger. He's great. However, there's the copy of the letter from our esteemed State Superintendent of Education.
Oh, really?
Eric G. Mackey, sent to this person telling her she had been appointed to the state textbook committee.
Oh, well, maybe it was an oversight, Ann.
Yeah. So my question:
Where did her name come from? Did the state superintendent, decide I'll go get a faculty member from the Magic City Acceptance Academy?
Well, we're not really sure, but it's a Class C misdemeanor for any member of the committee to disclose the committee's textbooks ratings. So here's my question. If Eric Mackey did that by himself,
Mm-hmm.
or the governor did that by herself, or
The governor might have.
it doesn't matter. They were not approved by the State Board of Education. This lady was not approved.
But that's what the law says do, right?
That's right. The law says you must be approved by the State Board of Education and confirmed by the Senate.
Okay.
This person, Ms. Eddings-Sandley,
Mm-hmm.
name was not on either of those lists. Somebody needs to fess up and find out where this name came from and why Eric Mackey sent her a letter placing her on the textbook committee.
Does the article say how we found out that she's on the textbook committee? Did they put out
Let's
a
see.
social media post or something saying?
The Magic City Acceptance Academy
Mhm.
put out a press release saying that she had been appointed.
Let me ask a little
And
question
the
while
copy
you are
of the
thinking.
letter is in the article. So obviously, well, you know what?
What?
They whited out her address, but it
Yeah,
has
I don't
Ms.
care about that, right.
Sandley
It does.
completely, and with Eric Mackey signing it. I've been on the textbook committee.
Mm-hmm.
Ladies and gentlemen, this cannot stand. It cannot
Well,
stand.
it's not accidental.
No.
I mean, in 2026, when there's already been so many issues with the Magic City Acceptance Academy, the whole 9 yards, the will of the people of the state of Alabama, why would the superintendent or the governor or anybody, they could have called you again.
Yeah, they could have. They don't want
They
me
could
on
have
there.
called some more people from Eagle Forum.
That's right.
They could have called my dad.
Yep.
My dad would have done it absolutely, and I would argue between him and you, y'all would be some of the more intelligent people on the committee. I don't care who else is on there. I know how smart y'all are. So someone has to purposefully, and then you've got to look at, okay, they purposefully decided I'll go get a Magic City acceptance person.
Yep.
And then it just so happens that the one name that doesn't make it through the process normally, we must have just forgotten, left their name off, is also the Magic City Acceptance Academy person, which is the whole school is designed around the LGBTQ agenda. That's what it is for. That's what, and how it became a charter school in the state of Alabama is still astounding to me.
Well, it's
but
Tommy Bice.
But it shows, well, Bice
started it.
Bice has his proclivities.
Right.
But you just can't have coincidence after coincidence after coincidence without somebody having to ask, wait a minute, these aren't coincidences, this is on purpose.
Yes, had to be on purpose.
That's where I get from what we know about the situation. Somewhere along the line, someone purposefully said, hey, we can't. We gotta. We want her on because of what her worldview is. I mean, that's the only reason to get her, is my point when I ask about you or my father or whoever. That has to be her magic checkbox is, hey, I'm with the LGBTQIA plus 666 group. That's got to be why she's being asked. Am I wrong about that?
Well, the question is who asked her, because according to Alabama Code Section 16-36-60, she is there illegally. She did not go through the process. She was not confirmed by the Senate. She was not approved by the State Board of Education. How and who
did it?
Did it?
I have a question. Do y'all believe in symbolism? Sky, you believe in symbolism?
Absolutely.
You think there's a reason that the Liggity Bigot community chose the rainbow?
Yes, I do.
Do you think there's a reason they call it pride?
I come to understand that. Yeah.
I think there's symbolism. Did y'all know that the Magic City Acceptance Academy in 2025, on the heels of all the controversy, changed their logo and name? It used to be rainbow colors, and you're kind of familiar with what it used to be. You know what it is now? What is the color of royalty?
It is purple.
It's purple. What is Jesus considered? He's the lamb, but he's also the
lion.
The what? The Lion of Judah.
Lion. Yeah.
Rainbow City, the Magic City Acceptance Academy logo as of 2025
Oh my.
is this, Guy. Can you see that?
Yeah.
It's the purple head.
And does that look like gold?
Purple
next
head.
to it?
Well, that's a little clock. I don't know what the registration's running out.
Oh, okay.
It is a purple lion's head.
Those people are just.
They don't stop.
No.
They never stop.
They never stop.
Are you against this guy? We're just the lions.
So my question
Switch
out
from
there,
the rainbow, though. Yeah.
Yeah, my question out there is who's going to go? I love Craig Munger. Craig, you got to keep on. Who's going to go and say, this person cannot be seated on this committee?
Right.
And it even
track it
even
down.
in the letter it says, well, you have to be sworn in and blah blah on this date and blah
Right.
blah. Somebody's got to find out what happened. So.
We got to take a break, I think. But y'all go. I'm hoping they'll pursue this. Y'all go check out 1819 News. You'll like all the content there. I don't say it enough, but go check out the story. It's by Craig Munger, Magic City Acceptance Academy educator appointed. It's the first thing. It's like right in the middle of the page when you go to the home page. You can find it. We got to take a break. We'll be right back.
Scott Beason, president of ARP, Alabama Recovering Politicians.
Alabama Unfiltered Radio with Scott Beason.
Welcome back in, everybody. My goodness, there's so much stuff to talk about. I know we've got the lab-grown meat coming up, but let's get to your phone calls. Is it Kim?
Yeah.
Kim is online too.
Let's go to Kim.
Got
Kim.
a little knowledge of the subject.
Welcome to the program, Kim. I hope you're well. Happy Wednesday to you.
I am great.
Fantastic.
I too have served on the state textbook committee back when Wayne Teague was superintendent and Ed Richardson were superintendent, all because of Stephanie Bell. That's the only reason I was there. My particular area of expertise at that time was special education. So that's who I was. That was what my eye was trained for.
Okay.
But even back then, the voice of conservatives was not appreciated.
Yeah.
Even that long ago.
Wow.
Even that long ago.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It was tough. I was there when Tommy Bice was superintendent, and I was surprised.
I was actually serving as in Alexander City when Tommy was the principal at Benjamin Russell High School.
Oh, bless your heart.
Really? That's interesting.
Yeah, I was.
So, yeah.
So Ed Richardson, that's as far back as I remember. I don't know anything about the Teague guy.
Yeah.
I just remember Ed Richardson would kind of run out and be for liberal stuff, and people be like, "Wait, I mean, he's the smartest. He's a superintendent, so you got to be for it. I mean, he's amazing." So,
yeah.
Wow. Well, that's the way it's always been, I guess. It's because folks on the left, they understand that what the children are taught matters. And we think education's just, 2 + 2 is 4, and we're just teaching you the basics, and everything they do has an undercurrent of Marxism or leftism or paganism or anti-Jesus, whatever. It's always in there. Am I wrong about that, Kim?
No, you're absolutely right. And they play the long game. This has been going on for a long time, and we are seeing the culmination of all they have worked for in the youth that you see on TV with the purple hair and the nose rings, and they want socialism. They're Democrat socialists, and they really don't even know what they're talking about. They are so educated in ideology, but they are undereducated in anything that counts.
That's true. And even if we have a win, I've noticed several articles of things that we had removed, and we had the win. Mm-hmm. They come back afterwards and reverse it.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely, they never stop.
They never stop.
That's right. So the unbelievable thing is, when I retired 3 years ago, I reached out to Stephanie and told Stephanie, I never did this. I wish I had now. I was going to start a small company that would work to go through every textbook and point out every single thing that misaligned with values in our state.
Yes.
And just point those things out. And then I laughed and said, who would listen to me? No one listened to me when I tried to point it out forever.
Yeah. My thing was, I was given the 11th grade economics book because, I'm an economics nerd, and it had a whole chapter on Islam. And my first question was,
Islam is an economic system?
Yeah. Well, that was my first question. And it had paragraphs about capitalism, but it had a whole chapter on the Islamic. And I'm thinking, since when is Islam? And thankfully they did not adopt that book because I raised Cain.
Yeah.
Man, I was I wrote one of those nasty little things, you have to fill out and write a report and all that stuff. But I'm thinking, who in the world even chose this kind of book that makes Islam's economic system sound great? Because it did. I mean, the whole 4 pillars and all that. It was terrible. Terrible.
Golly, Kim. Hey, let me ask you this, Kim. Is the textbook committee like a lot of committees? The members of the committee, especially on something mundane, the members of the committee who are very passionate, which a lot of the leftists are, and they just won't shut up and won't stop. Do they get their way most of the time? And that's why.
Oh yes, they absolutely get their way.
Absolutely.
It's just like a district attorney in a grand jury, because I've served on that too. If the district attorney doesn't want someone indicted, they don't get indicted.
Okay.
I'm sorry, they don't. And if they do want them indicted, regardless of evidence, either way, whether not getting indicted or getting indicted, they get their way because they lay it out in such a way that you are stupid if you don't go along with it.
Right.
So, and listen, education is the name of the game. When they capture the minds of our youth, they're capturing the mind of our country for generations to come.
Thank you, Common Core.
Yeah, and Kim, thank you for serving on there. And we would listen to you, no doubt about it. I've been a proponent for a long time of having state of Alabama textbooks. That are owned by us, and that we don't change them. We print them ourselves. If you want to have a printed copy, great. They're available online. If we find a mistake or we find something stupid in them, we go into the Alabama supercomputer and we edit it. And it's always out there for parents to see and us to see and legislators to see. And the first time I ever rolled that out as an idea when I was in the legislature, and I've been out over 10 years now, you would have thought people were about to die.
Yeah.
And I did not realize how important it is to people that we have these textbooks, not only to buy them from people who make money, but also to continue to brainwash our children with their ideology. And anything that upsets that is a real threat to them. And it didn't take me long to figure it out. But I don't know why we haven't done that already.
Well, it would be a great idea. That way, I gave y'all the example of the math problem mixing Obama's, and George W. Bush's inauguration.
Oh, that was you that called with that, Kim. Yes. Because I told the story of my version on Common Core was the word problem was Republicans brought a truck to the elementary school and were offloading barrels of toxic waste. If they offloaded 2 of their 4 barrels, how many barrels of toxic waste did the Republicans leave at the elementary school playground?
That's exactly right.
And that's how they do it.
Well, I will disagree a little bit in this. The goals and the standards of Common Core, I am a proponent because it requires, like mathematics, that you actually understand math, not that you can just work the problem. You have to understand. The problem is the curriculum used to teach those goals.
Yeah, no, look, I'm going to give you a little bit of curriculum. I understand, but what I would say is that's because how it was sold, so that people like yourself would say, yeah, that makes great sense. They never had any intention of actually doing that.
No, but I did. See, I taught it like that before there was ever even a mandate to.
Yeah, well, when I first saw it, I was trying to explain it to my wife, and she was like, well, isn't that what you – because I'm not a teacher, but I'm pretty good at teaching young people things. And she's like, well, isn't that what you tell me you do if you're trying to teach a kid on the field? Hey, this is why the rule is this way or whatever. You change the ways you explain it to different kids so that they actually understand. I'm like, yes. And she said, well then isn't that good? And I'm like, well, if that's what we were going to do, that would be one thing.
Yeah.
But I think they sold us a bill of goods knowing that they were going to indoctrinate kids.
Absolutely.
Well, it started first with outcome-based education years and years ago.
Absolutely.
That's and that I did not agree with. I mean, I was on panel after panel after panel about that. Did not agree with that because they wanted the same outcome for every child. Well, you know what? No, it's the same opportunity, not the same outcome.
That's exactly right. Kim, your time was not wasted because you probably influenced some of us, and you didn't even know it. So thank you for what you did.
Thank you.
We got to take a break.
Okay, thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Bye.
We'll be back.
Scott Beason, president of ARP, Alabama Recovering Politician.
Alabama Unfiltered Radio with Scott Beason.
We are back, everybody. Let's get out to some of your phone calls. I think Butterbean wants to go back on Iran, which we talked about a little bit ago. So let's go to Butterbean. Butterbean, welcome to the program. I hope you are well.
How you doing, man?
Another day in paradise, my friend. How about yourself?
Same here.
It's another day in paradise, yeah. What's up?
How are you, Ann?
Oh, doing great, doing great. I hadn't heard from you in a while. Where you been hiding?
I don't call that very often. I'm kind of busy most days. But,
yeah, well.
So anyway, but I did kind of want to go back to Iran thing a little bit. And how do you tell truth? How do you tell truth?
How do I tell the truth?
Or how do you, like, make out the truth? Like, figure out what the truth is?
Oh, okay. Here's what I do. If I see something, especially if it belongs to Trump, I go to like 5 different websites. It's just like this one that says that Mitch McConnell is brain dead. I've seen it twice. I can't find it anywhere except that one area. So I go to like 5 different places before I decide.
Well, so here's where I was going with that is what's your favorite saying? Let's just change it to
follow the money. That's what she says.
Follow the money.
All right, so that's one way.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, I add something to it.
Okay.
If I go back and look at history, I add something to it. Who was saying what when they conveniently died?
Ah, yeah, that's a good one, and that one of these days.
They conveniently died. They committed suicide, or they were in a car wreck, or something. You know,
or maybe they were shot.
And so, or they were shot, they were assassinated, or whatever. Yes, that's another way I tell truth.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about NATO expansion.
Okay. I thought they were dismantling NATO.
No, but let's just talk about, we'll talk about Russia and Putin.
Okay.
Okay. So NATO started out with 12 countries. In 1991, it had 16 countries, and now it has 32.
Yeah, what year was it where we told the Russians that they weren't going to expand NATO? Wasn't that part of the deal?
1991.
Okay. Then they had how many countries then? 16?
16.
Now they have 32.
Yes.
Even with Common Core
Now we have
math,
32.
that seems like twice as many.
Yep.
It's weird.
Yeah. So we got missiles. NATO has missiles over there right next to Russia.
Mm-hmm.
And as you pointed out earlier, Ann, Putin isn't in in the financial system. He's not in our financial system.
That's right.
So the last time I checked, now we talk about Islam, and I'm not saying Islam may not be a problem, but I don't see them owning our banks or the Western media or big pharma. There is some people that do own those things, though. So I'm just saying that I don't know what's going on. I cannot tell. Go ahead.
Are you afraid to say who is the owners of those things?
Well,
you'd like to live longer?
He wants my show to stay on the air.
Yeah, that's what I'm like. So anyway, yeah, but there is a group that does seem to own, and the AI companies, by the way, too.
Oh, don't we know?
Don't forget the surveillance companies, those two. Oh, and don't forget the porn companies, those two, because they're important.
And don't forget the flock cameras and the pharmaceutical.
Well, that's where I'm going.
Yeah.
So we got all these enemies around the world. I'm not saying some of them aren't, and some of them aren't fired up, and maybe there's nuclear weapons in Iran, because I can't really tell for sure what's going on in Iran. I tried to figure it out. I can't tell.
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree with you.
So I'll just admit that I can't tell. There are certain things I can tell, though. And when I see the results of things, and then go back in history and look at people who have conveniently died when they were trying to say stuff or been removed, like lately there's been Thomas Massey and Tulsi Gabbard.
Don't forget Bongino. Don't forget Bongino, because
and Bongino, yes,
he's gone off the rails.
Yes. So when I see some of that kind of stuff, and I do know this, that Thomas Massey got the AI data center stuff taken out of the big BBB, the big beautiful bill, and then Trump made an EO for it, so they can just build them wherever they want to, right?
That's right.
He also did that for the glyphosate stuff or the big ag. So, you know, and I also know this, that, you know, in the big beautiful bill, there was nothing for our farmers or ranchers or anything like that, and then he makes a deal with Argentina to bring beef in. So these are just things that now I was a big Trumper, but lately I'm kind of I don't know, the evidence just ain't looking good to me. So that's how.
Well,
That's what I'm trying to say. So I don't really know what the truth is, and I'm not going to believe that Trump. I mean, you could say Iran's lying, but look at what we've done with NATO. Putin said enough is enough. And in my mind, and so anyway, that's just something. That's the way I think about it. I'm not.
Well, that's kind of my worldview. Is I believe nobody
knows for sure.
I think everybody lies. Exactly.
Yeah, I think America lies. We have lied. We've been involved in a bunch of stuff that we're one of the reasons that Iran became the country that it is today. We played a big role in causing that to happen. We lied to different powers.
Iraq was a lie.
Yeah.
Not sure that 9/11 doesn't have some lies in it.
We're all pretty sure the JFK assassination was a lie. So there's a lot of stuff there's reason that Butterbean says, and I say, and Ann says, look, it's hard to tell. It's hard to tell what is true.
You can't.
Let me ask you a question. Did y'all know, or this is just something I'm going to tell you. Apparently, they're not 100% sure who did the strikes in the Strait of Hormuz.
Imagine that.
No, I hadn't heard that.
We immediately started going after the Iranians, and of course the Iranians say they didn't do it.
Well,
but I mean they're probably lying. But are they lying?
I would have a suspect.
Yeah.
Kind of like the Liberty. Yeah. How do we know?
So, I know that's the thing. In the meantime, we're getting more AI data centers, more security here, more freedom lost, more other stuff you were talking about with the infiltration of certain ideologies with Kim, and we're getting more and more of that here. And in the meantime, that we're saying everybody else is evil around the world.
Yeah.
So
Obama did a lot because Alabama was targeted during Obama's time in office. And then they figured out they couldn't do to Alabama what they were trying to do to Texas. But Texas is real close, where Alabama's not as close.
Yeah.
But once we started implementing Innovate and Workforce and Agenda 2030 with our new Speaker of the House, it's coming.
We're closer.
We're
we got to take a break. Butterbean, thanks for the call. We got to take a break, my friend. We'll be back.
Scott Beason, president of ARP, Alabama Recovering Politicians.
Alabama Unfiltered Radio with Scott Beason.
Welcome back, everybody. Let's get out of these phone calls. We got 3 folks waiting. We got the short segment happening. Let's go to Clark. Clark, welcome to the program.
Hey, Scott.
Hey, buddy.
I miss you, Bank.
Hello. But
So-
hey, you can call me Ann.
No, ma'am. Somebody might come up behind me and hit me in the back of my head if I did that.
There you go. With a ring on their finger.
So, yes. That thing hurt, too.
Mm-hmm.
So, the Patriot Front farce.
Yes.
We need to get out on front of that. Now, the number one, the name Patriot, okay?
Okay.
So, we've painted all patriots with this. And then the most thing about the imagery, besides the mask and the khaki pants and everything, they're all carrying at least red, white, and blue flags, if not all carrying American flags. So I think the goal here is to paint everything patriotic and everything to do with an American flag as racist.
I think you're right.
Every house that flies an American flag belongs to a racist.
Mm-hmm.
Every car with a patriotic bumper sticker is driven by a racist. It's perfectly acceptable in the leftist mind to target racists. And pretty soon, nobody's going to want to display a flag or express their patriotism. Now, people will be talking about, hey, he's a conspiracy theorist. No, I'm not. But I can remember what has been, and I can relate what has been to what is now, and I can recognize patterns. So just mark me down with the 3 R's, and I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I am an analyst. Now, you start looking, the wardrobe, what it costs for travel, because they had about 300 people minimum there. The per diem, the flags, the whole 9 yards. Somebody's put well over $1 million into this. Somebody spent a bunch of money here, and we know for a certain fact that the CIA was funneling money to the Tides Foundation, who was sending money to the SPLC, who was funding white supremacists. I don't know if they have a different conduit now or not. I do know that the FBI had, 274, and then more operatives at J6. And you've been talking about dark matter this morning. Maybe we ought to talk about the dark media. How many different clips did I send you, Scott? 25 or 30?
Oh, a bunch.
I didn't want you to watch them all, but I just wanted you to see they are completely saturating social media with this nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of time, effort, money into crafting a narrative. They want to make it all about the white supremacy. And, here's the thing. Miss Eubank, I know you can remember this, and Scott probably. The Adventures of Superman.
Oh, yeah.
What was Superman standing in front of when they told you that he was here to fight a never-ending battle for truth, justice, and the American way?
The American flag.
And his
American flag.
And his suit was
And
red,
could
white,
there
and
be-
blue.
Yes. Could there be a higher calling than to fight a never-ending battle for truth, justice, and the American way? But were we indoctrinated? Yes, we were. Was it good indoctrination? Yes, it was. But now, what they're doing is they're indoctrinating people that flag is racist, and you just can't have any part of it.
Well, my first clue when I first saw those pictures is real patriots don't wear masks.
No. Why do you wear a mask? One reason.
To hide.
Yes. Now, my guess is all the entry-level people in the FBI that had to go to that didn't want people to know who they were. I don't know that to be a fact, but I don't know where you come up with that many people to go do something like that. Or did it really happen? I don't know if it's all AI. I don't know.
Well, it is funny to me that the group, now look, I think they're feds, or I think it's orchestrated, or I think they recruited people. I mean, it'd be easy to go and recruit a bunch of young people and say, hey, look, you're kind of getting the short end of the stick. All it takes is, just swing by your local university and pick up the kids who didn't get a scholarship because DEI decided to give it to somebody else, or didn't get the job because the DEI efforts, gave it to somebody else, or got a bad grade in their class because their professor was crazy and they didn't write about intersectionality correctly, that kind of stuff. So it'd be easy to recruit some folks. But like you said, those people weren't doing anything illegal. They didn't beat anybody up. They weren't burning the city down. They weren't yelling racial epitaphs at anyone. The mask is purely to add to the, hey, these folks are some sort of Ku Klux Klan kind of group covering their face. It's all about the marketing. And I agree with Clark that the goal is to say, hey, everything that is pro-American, happens to be white, is racist and horrible, and it's all a part of, tearing down nationalism, tearing down Christian nationalism, tearing down people who are willing to say, no, this country is great, and it was all a farce. Golly bum, we're out of time.
You know why they're not going to do anything criminal, Scott?
Why?
Because they'd get arrested, and you know what happened if they got arrested?
They would find out.
We'd find out who they are. Very good point. Very good point. Hey, Clark, we got to go, man. Well, I'll try to be back tomorrow. Lots of stuff to do. Thank y'all for listening, and be safe out there. See y'all.